Hello, I am Shara Gorbani, the founder and director of Project Control Academy, where we help you master your knowledge and skills in project controls. Today, I have the honor of talking to Keith from EcoSys. So, before talking about EcoSys and what this tool is doing for us, Keith, can you tell us a little bit more about the challenges that we as project control professionals currently are facing in the industry, in your opinion?
Yeah, sure. Great question, Shora, and thanks for allowing us to have a chat today.
Thank you. My
I
pleasure.
think, in project controls and project management in general, some of the unique challenges that are, maybe around tying together the strategic and the tactical natures. So, not just looking after the projects that are in the execution phase, but also helping the organization to pick the right projects that they want to move forward with, whether you're a contractor or whether you're an owner. Having the right projects in your portfolio mix is very important.
Okay. And how EcoSys came up with a solution for this challenge?
Yeah, that's another great question. I mean, we try to be what the one project platform for the whole of the organization. And it's something that's really configurable, that's going to meet any organization's processes. There's a lot of best practice out there, and groups like AACE that have those best practices defined, and that's great. And we have those built into our solution. But we also allow, through our configurability, organizations to employ their own best practice. It's what makes those organizations successful and competitive in their marketplace, and so we want them to be successful by employing their best practices.
Very nice. How about the integration, Keith? Because that was one of the big questions from our audience. They're all looking for one integrated solution for everything. So can you tell us what kind of integration EcoSys can provide in terms of integration with other project control functions?
Certainly, yeah, and as a project controls solution, we become the hub, the center point of just taking information from a host of other solutions, from your ERP solution when it comes for actual cost and commitments and purchase order information, and then from the schedule, bringing in that good information that you get from going through and doing a CPM schedule, and various other sources of information, maybe Salesforce or materials management solution, so bringing all that information in, but also doing it in a way that makes sense. So we at EcoSys have a very rich API, and some of our newest API technologies allows people to just view the information that's sitting in like an SAP or an Oracle, but without actually having to bring the information in to our solution. So it's a window into that detailed, maybe timesheet information that project controls professional, and project managers at times want to see that level of detail to figure out, who's exactly charging to these tasks, and maybe there's an issue with who's charging, but that information doesn't need to reside inside the project controls solution. So we allow people to get that information, still be inside of our solution, and have a window into it, but without having to actually bring that information into our tool.
Okay, very nice. How about the integration with information management, document management, especially when it comes to earn value and kind of progressing and
Sure.
all of that? That was one of the questions. I know it's kind of a gray area when it comes to information management and having that integration with the document management. How do you see that in the system?
Yeah, so at EcoSys, we integrate with document management. We also have the ability to have documents right within inside of
Oh, really?
EcoSys, and having them go through a workflow, or just have the ability to have people upload and do change management on those documents. Also through engineering documents, and being able to put those through a workflow, have people do markups, and so we offer a lot of different options when it comes to document management. And you mentioned progressing, so having documents attached to progress items, so you can have those QBDs and be able to substantiate. We think that's very important. Something as simple as being out in the field, doing a progress, snapping a picture of whatever you're building and uploading that, and that provides that nice artifact that shows that's been done.
And Keith, how about change management? How does change management process works in EcoSys? Because one of the challenges that people addressed was having an automated change management system from all the way from initiating a change order to the approval process. Can you tell us how the tools support that?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a workflow built right into EcoSys, our solution. So whether it's a project manager or a project controls professional, or even maybe the customer that's been given access into our solution, that initiation of the change request can start at the very earliest stages, even an RFI request for maybe like a contractor. And so being able to go through a workflow, have email notifications, enables people to, through their mobile devices, to be able to review and accept or reject changes. So we offer a lot of different opportunities and that full workflow right within our solution, so they never actually go to something else to complete those tasks.
Very nice. How about the challenges, Kate? What would be the number one challenge for people to adopt EcoSys into their projects tomorrow? Let's say they are working on other tools or the traditional Excel tool or whatever. Now they make a decision to implement EcoSys. What would be the number one challenge for them to implement that tool?
I think the technology side of it is really easy. I mean, it's not hard to adopt a new technology, or let me say this a different way. It's the technology to implement it is not difficult. I think the organizational challenges are what are the biggest things to overcome. When people get used to using the tools that they're used to, they get used to that rhythm of, and even if they have this process that's Excel driven and they have to do pivot tables, people get used to that, and it becomes familiar, and then all of a sudden you're going to do change, and change is always, it's a scary, people think it's a scary thing. And so I say the organizational challenge is usually the hardest part of implementing a new solution.
Kind of the culture, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how about the future? How do you see the future of project controls, where we are going in the industry, and how your tool supports the future?
I see a very bright future, and in fact, the term project controls I've heard time and again, and we've adopted a new slogan, if you will, projects performance. And I think the term project controls is a bit misleading actually in what we actually do, and so it's around projects performance and getting the most you can out of the projects, out of the organization, and the most that you can out of your project. So at EcoSys, we're doing a lot of exciting things around AI and big data, and we're coming out. Absolutely, we're coming out with some new indexes, a new index called predictability. So how predictable are the projects, are the project managers, and so we're doing a lot of exciting things involved within the industry.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Keith, for your time. It was very informative. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.